I just appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the fans that were able to come out today. I've got so much respect for Gary and his program, and he's got a very talented team. Obviously they're still trying to figure some things out with just different personnel and whatnot, but don't count them out. I mean, they're gonna have a great February. There's no doubt in my mind. He's a legendary coach and has won a lot of games, and that's a really good team. Really proud of our girls. I think just the resiliency in that second quarter, things got really tough for us, and just had some ugly possessions, but just so much respect for them to continue to believe and lean in when things got tough, and not point fingers, but really try and be solution oriented. We felt like one of our goals going into that game, so important, 12 or less turnovers. We hit that goal. Felt like we needed a better effort on the boards. Obviously did a good job from that standpoint, but what I think is so special about this team doesn't show up in a box score. It's about who they are as people and their ability to and desire to really lean in for something bigger than themselves, and I think that's what makes this team so darn special.
Coach, from first half to second half, what do you feel like changed in this team? Seems like you guys heated up a bit more now.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a process, and I think once they had a chance to kind of take a deep breath and exhale at halftime, just to understand that maybe we were doing a little bit of this to ourselves, and that we could have a little bit better movement on offense, that we had more in our tank, and had to get a little bit grittier defensively. We were doing a great job on the boards in that first half, and something that we wanted to continue to emphasize going into that second half. But I thought in the second half we did a much better job moving without the ball. That's a big part of our motion, really trying to play downhill. Mama obviously had a huge game for us, 7 assists, really did a great job attacking and transferring that advantage for us. And Frankie obviously had a tremendous night. But go up and down the lineup. This doesn't happen if you're not 14 strong, and just really proud of the girls in that locker room.
I mean, there's 16 lead changes in this game, and obviously going into the third quarter, at the back end of that, what did you do to really take control of the game and put the lead back in?
Yeah, I thought we got some really good looks in transition. They did a great job around their lanes, and Mama obviously did a great job finding, her teammates for rhythm threes, hit them, great pocket passes, and, our girls stepped up and did their job. They're shooting it at such a high percentage, her and Lauren, and, I thought we had, for the most part, really good shot selection. Whatever it was going to take for our team to, come out with a win. I think that was the mindset of these players.
Haley, obviously with a career high of 7 threes today, what were you feeling? I guess, was it just catch and shoot? Was it just confidence? What were you feeling out there?
I feel like I started slow, but then our guards, Mama especially, was able to attack and just kick for some really rhythm threes. But for sure, I tried to stay confident even though it wasn't falling at first, and just trusting the work that I'd put in.
Haley, what can you say about the grit of this team, maybe first half to second half, to come back at the win, and what can you say about your team's grit?
Well, I honestly feel like I was proud of the first half of how we got down and were able to respond and make it a close game going into halftime. And then obviously I thought, really locked down the second half and took a lot of pride in our defense, and that's what created our transition and kind of got us going.
Mama, when it comes to assists, when it comes to finding players, but also being able to drive yourself, what kind of fine-tune those decisions late in the game? How did you find players, but also how did you make the decision to pass it or keep it yourself?
I think I always try to know where the shooter's at, and then I just 2 feet. That always Coach feet helps me, and I think that really helps me to get pace and just pass the ball. And they're really good shooters, so I know I'm gonna get assists. So that's cool.
How has that mindset grown and changed as the season has gone on from the beginning to now?
I think at the beginning I was really upset with myself with the turnovers and everything, and I think I just was with the next play mentality, and I just went there and do my job, and I think I did it pretty well, and I'm happy.
Really well.
Thank you.
What do you think of the role that Hanson and Troop played tonight with some big threes and big spots? How do you think they played tonight?
Yeah, we really challenged Troop at halftime. Just felt like, she hadn't been shooting the ball great. It seemed a little passive to me in that first half, and just kind of challenged her at halftime. She had to step up. She's been in these games. She knows what they feel like. She's a veteran. And I thought she had a really good second half for us. I think she does such a great job when we can get her involved in ball screen action. And Lauren as well. But Lauren, very confident player, shoots the three ball, obviously, at a really high rate. But I thought, both of them just played with great pace and did a great job of transferring the advantage when things weren't there. And we could talk about their offense a lot, but, honestly, I am the most proud of our defense. I really am. It's an area that we've really struggled with. I've felt all season long we were a very resilient team, but not gritty enough. And I think gritty is not a part-time job. Gritty is an all-the-time thing. It's an identity and how you're going to show up defensively. And I just feel like Vandy and tonight, I just feel like we're doing a better job maybe getting in the passing lanes a little bit more. We're not always going to be assignment correct, and we understand that. But last against Vandy, we had 9 steals. Tonight we had 8, and I think we'd been averaging 4 or 5 steals a game. So I just think we're getting more aggressive defensively, and that's the area that I'm most proud of. That, 12 turnovers, and doing a really good job of not allowing second shot opportunities.
Coach, last game we talked to, you said that was a must-win game for you guys. How does it feel to finally have, 2 SEC wins kind of bouncing back from that loss you had, I think it was like a week ago tonight?
Yeah, we're getting back to the point where, from COVID, where people are getting a couple practices under their belt, games under their belt, and people forget about that. I mean, even though we might have had almost a full roster in some of those games, I mean, you went 5 or 6 or 7 days without being a part of our practices, and it just, to having a roster, and we're still missing Izzy yet, and so now the next, thing is to get her back, and, if we can get through this one last push, February could be a really special month for us. But yeah, this league is so dang tough. I've told the girls in the locker room, I don't think there's anyone left on our schedule that we can't beat, but I don't think there's anyone left on the schedule that can't beat us. I mean, that's just how competitive it is from top to bottom. And every year's been a challenge, but this year more than any year, anything can happen on any given night. But it's fun to go to battle with these guys. I mean, this entire team is so resilient, and they're so bought into the front of the jersey. They understand what we've been through. They've understand the fires that we've been in, and I think it's sharpened us and prepared us for these moments.
Robert, I know with Asia near the end of the game, I mean, she's really pulling at rebounds, but also kind of not putting herself out there, but I mean, just she made her presence known with not a double-double, but also, I mean, just finding ways to not get in people's faces either, but really just make her. It's just difficult. But I don't want to say that she was, being too energetic, but I mean, she was also just. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a way to ask this question without. What did you think of how she ended the game, especially? I mean, I know she got attacked and everything too. But.
With a fake layup, or this is what I think. Asia had slow coming out of the gates in the second half, and I really challenged her. We need her passion. We need her grittiness. We need her toughness. We need the energy. And I know the first possession in the second half, I didn't like the movement without the ball, and then she comes down and let Wells go right. I think she scored on it, and I just didn't think she was where her feet were, and so challenged her a little bit, because we need the competitive drive in her, and that passion and that grittiness, and really shows a lot of maturity that she was able to up the ante. And and maybe times in the past, it's just a hard thing to do. And so I think being a junior and understanding the kind of impact that you can make on this team on both ends of the court, just with her presence alone, let alone the way she rebounds and defends and can guard. And I was really proud of her. I thought it really was just for that first 45 seconds in the start of the second half that we need to kind of regroup a little bit and get after it. And I love her passion. I love her fire. I think when you play with so much emotion, there's probably going to be some possessions that, you got to look back and talk through maybe as a coach, and just a reminder, it's got to stay present. Don't want to get too high, too low, but I think we all appreciate her passion.
Sorry, passion was the word I was looking for. But I mean, for either players, I mean, when you see that kind of competitive passion, what does that do for you, especially at the end of the game when you're trying to close out an SEC tournament?
I think it for sure just brings energy to everyone. I feel like our team really feeds off of Asia, and when she's playing energetic and passionate, it's like just easy to really rally around her. So, I mean, we definitely appreciate that energy and her passion that she plays the game with.
You know, another thing we talk a lot about is just being each other's sisters' keepers, you know, and having each other's backs and putting out fires for each other. And, you know, I think that, you know, these games are going to be emotional. Everyone's fighting. Everybody wants to win. Everybody, you know, just works so hard for this opportunity. And so emotions come out. But, you know, I think it probably a big sister a little bit and went into protection mode. And, you know, maybe her emotions got the best of her a little bit, but I thought she regrouped.
Coach, obviously in these tight games, what impact does the crowd play for you guys? And maybe Haley and Mama, you can answer too. What impact does the crowd play on you?
Well, I honestly don't hear the crowd. I know it sounds crazy. You know, I know there was it was about 4 minutes and 50 seconds left, and I know I tried to get the crowd loud. I have no idea if they responded or not. For whatever reason, I just don't hear it. So I'll let you guys answer that. But I love just the energy that they bring, and obviously so grateful because I know it makes a difference for these guys. What would you guys say?
I mean, I think specifically back, like, when we went on the run to kind of stretch it out in the fourth, and they were just roaring, and, like, it just feeds you to go to get a stop and then get another one on the offensive end. So, for sure, it just really feeds us. We love playing at home. We have some really great fans. I definitely appreciate them coming out today. I know the Chiefs played and stuff, so it was good to see a big crowd still. I was really happy with that.
How do you guys feel about I don't know if this has always been something, but after every three, the roar, do you guys ever hear that and be like, yeah, that's really cool?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's like there's those moments in the game where it just like explodes, and it's definitely just really gets you going, and I feel like helps our momentum a lot.
Any more questions?
Really appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.